Alright guys, I am here today with a new Transformers review, and what we're going to be looking at right here is the Transformers 4 Age of Extinction Scorn figure. It is from the new movie line, of course, as I said, Age of Extinction, and this is one of the new Dinobot figures. Now this is the only figure from the line that I've bought so far. I really don't have any plans to buy the car Transformers, like Bumblebee, Hound, all that kind of stuff. I don't have any plans, or even Optimus. I don't have plans to buy those just because I'm really not a fan of the movie design and movie look of the typical Transformers. But I'm really loving these Dinobots, in all honesty. So I made sure I picked up Scorn. Now, I bought him on the first day they were released. So, I mean, that was like, what, 2-3 weeks ago. But, I'm considering picking up Slug whenever I find him at Toys R Us with the G1 Slug Minicon kind of bot. And I'm very excited for finding Strafe in that same set as well. I don't know if I'll end up picking up Grimlock or not. Maybe if I find him on clearance one day, like Target or something. But right now, Slug, Strafe, Scorn, maybe Sludge down the line. I think he's going to be a Voyager, if I'm correct. I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to be picking up those. But yeah. Anyway, let's actually get to the review. So this is a very nice figure in Dino mode. A lot of articulation on it. Let's go ahead and look at the head, which is actually probably the most impressive part. Now the mouth opens all the way down. I mean, there's no reason to have it that far down, but it has a full range of motion there at the mouth. Now what impresses me is the head can turn from side to side. He's looking for something there, like looking for prey as a dinosaur, But that's actually really impressive to me. Very cool. And it also moves in and out. Now you have this part here, which you can adjust a bit whenever you're moving it in and out, stuff like that. But it can move up and down if you so choose. Now these arms are on a ball joint here, so they can move all around there wherever you'd like. So actually pretty decent movement out of those. And the legs, they move right here. They move forward, back. They have this joint right here where it turns at, and they can move in these directions. So there's actually a lot of movement going on in the legs, and they can straighten out, but that's a little bit more for robot mode. Yeah, a lot of movement out of the legs. I know I kind of messed up the pose he was in here, but so much movement out of the legs there, really. And I just wanted to make sure that was shown. And lastly, the tail, if you really want it to, it can move up. It kind of messes up the transformation there. But if you so choose to have it up, you can have the tail going up. But let's go ahead and look at robot mode, which as nice as Dino mode is, robot mode really to me is the shining star of this figure. So let's go ahead and straighten out the legs here a little bit. Go ahead and straighten these out. You see how they're curved in there? Go ahead and just get them straight like so. And then this middle toe bends forward just like that. Let's go ahead and do that over here. Bend that forward. This part right here, you can see it's on a little hinge. Slide that down on both sides. There we go. Alright. Now, pull that down. Just kind of detach that. You see there's a little peg in there that holds it in place. Pull that down. Pull this part down. And then let's twist. Make sure you twist it to the part with the Autobot logo on the chest. And you can see the head there, so you know you're on the right side. Alright, let's go ahead and get this guy just kind of in place. Pull that all the way down, push that all the way down. And right now I'm really just making sure his legs are straight and in place like they should be. Now whenever you turn this, it kind of pushes this back. There's a mechanism in there that you turn that, pushes this back, and reveals his head. So let's go ahead and pull his head out like that. And then we'll push this down. Push this arm forward a little bit. First off, which I should have mentioned, let's turn these spines. You see they're on that part right there. You turn that, and then they have this peg, that hole, get those connected. So let's do that over here too. Pull that up, and right there. Alright, so now let's turn these to be facing forward so that his shoulders there are straight. Now, I do this a little bit differently than the instructions say to do it. What I do is I pull this down, or actually I turn it first, so his head's going the opposite direction. And then you can see this right here. This is the hand. It's actually a pretty clever way of hiding the hand there. Let's pull that out. Now, what I do is I leave it like this in robot mode. That's how I like it. What the instructions say to do, I believe, is to open his mouth wide open and have it like that. Which I don't really love. I don't think that's necessary at all. So I pull all that down and just have it like so for his hand. Now over here it's pretty simple. All we got to do is pull that forward and down like that. And then there's his other arm, perpetually holding a weapon. Now if you notice, his head is just perpetually downturned. That can be fixed. You just got to pull it up a little bit and get it to sit there in place facing forward. Like that. Now it can be a little bit of a pain to do that because it kind of wants to click back down in place or click up to where he's just staring straight up in the air, but you just gotta get it posed there right. So this is his robot mode. Actually, there's one thing I forgot. You bulk up his legs a little bit by pulling these out. They're on a hinge here in the front, so you can just bulk up his legs there a little bit. So that is robot mode, which I actually really love, and I think it looks really nice. I love the spines, makes it have a nice profile. Let's push those up, hide those away-ish. But yeah, it makes it have a really nice profile. I love the face. Really like the arm here. And this arm actually has storage for his other weapon. As you can see under here, this holds his blade or sword or whatever you want to call it. So he has that too. Alright, let's run through the articulation of this guy real quick. Now his feet, there's no movement in his feet. They're pretty static, like it is with the rest of the lower leg. Now you can bend it at a couple places. You can get a full 180 degree bend there because it has 2 points of articulation. It bends at this first part by 90 degrees, like that. And then at this second part, it can bend forward or it can bend backwards. So it has 180 degrees of movement right there, like so. That gives you a lot of movement out of that leg. Now at the hip, he can go all the way forward and all the way backwards. In each direction, only being inhibited by the figure itself. And it can go 90 degrees out. So honestly, in my opinion, pretty impressive articulation there in the legs. Now, there's no body movement here. In the shoulders, they can go full 360 on this side. Up and down there, 90 degrees at that other shoulder joint. It can spin 360 degrees right there. And then his lower arm with the weapon can go 90 degrees like that. This arm can go all the way straight out there, and this can move 360 as well, of course. So it can go all the way straight out there, can move 360 at that part, and then it can go all the way in. If you really want him to go all the way in there, you can get him all the way in, or you can get a pretty decent ways out. So that head part actually has a lot of movement, a wide array of movement. And the hand has a little bit of movement, as you can see with the blade in it. Just a little bit of movement there. The head, like I said, it always wants to look down. It can look all the way that far up. It can go 360 degrees all over the place. I like to have mine setting straight, just pulled up a little bit like so. So that is articulation on this figure. Pretty impressive to me. Figure's a lot of fun, in all honesty. I didn't regret buying this at all. This is one of the deluxes, if I didn't mention that. This is a deluxe size figure. And yeah, I've really had a lot of fun with the figure. Really enjoyed it. Glad I bought it. And I'm looking forward to some of the other Dinobots too. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. I definitely recommend getting this figure to anybody who's on the fence about it. I would personally say it's the must-buy figure of the movie line, from what I've seen so far, in my own opinion. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.